Have you ever sat at your kitchen table, holding a handful of nuts, and thought to yourself, this must be good for me, right? After all, you've heard that nuts are healthy. They're full of good fats, great for the heart, packed with protein, but then you feel something odd. Your stomach feels heavy. Your joints ache a little more that night. You toss and turn, unable to sleep. You start to wonder, is my body reacting differently now that I'm over 60? You're not alone in that question. Because here's the surprising truth. Some of the most popular nuts in America can quietly harm your heart, joints, kidneys, and even your memory. If your body is already dealing with the natural wear and tear of aging. But don't worry, this isn't a call to quit nuts altogether. Far from it. Because just as some nuts can inflame you, others can heal you. In today's video, I'll show you the 3 nuts you should never touch after 60 and the 3 healing nuts you must eat if you want to feel stronger, clearer, and more comfortable in your body again. So grab a cup of tea, and let's begin. If you found this video helpful, press 1 to let us know you're with us, and if you have anything you'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment below. We always listen with care. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It's our honor to walk with you on this journey toward a healthier, more peaceful, and more fulfilling life. Not everything that looks healthy is truly healing for a senior's body. Walk into any grocery store and you'll see them rows of neatly packaged nuts with bold labels shouting heart-healthy protein power or good fats inside. It sounds reassuring. But here's what those labels don't tell you. Many of these healthy nuts are roasted in inflammatory oils like vegetable oil or soybean oil, known to increase joint pain and fatigue in older adults. Some are coated in sugar or preservatives that quietly spike blood sugar or stress the liver. And even the salt so casually sprinkled can raise your blood pressure without you noticing. You see, your body at 60 or 70 doesn't process food like it did in your 30s. A nut that gave you energy back then may now leave you inflamed, swollen, or struggling to sleep. It's not about paranoia. It's about paying attention. The lesson here is simple. Just because a food is marketed as healthy doesn't mean it's the right choice for your current stage of life. So, before we dive into specific nuts to avoid, let's first understand the hidden ways these everyday snacks can quietly betray your well-being. Number 1 to avoid: salted roasted cashews. They taste creamy, they feel comforting, and they're often marketed as a healthy snack. But for seniors, salted roasted cashews may be one of the most misleading choices on the shelf. Cashews are naturally high in a compound called oxalates, and while that may sound harmless, it's anything but for aging kidneys. Oxalates can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, and when your kidneys are already working harder due to age, this added burden can quietly cause damage over time, and that's just the beginning. Most roasted cashews are cooked in vegetable or canola oil, 2 types of oil known to increase chronic inflammation, especially in older adults who are already dealing with joint pain or fatigue. Then comes the salt. 1 small handful of salted cashews can contain up to 200 milligrams of sodium, and if you're reaching for them a few times a day, it adds up quickly. High sodium intake, especially from snacks, contributes to high blood pressure and swelling in the legs, ankles, and hands. Finally, cashews are also calorie-dense. Just a few extra handfuls per week can sneak in hundreds of calories, which combined with slower metabolism after 60 may contribute to unexpected weight gain and blood sugar instability. It's not about labeling cashews as bad. It's about understanding that your body after 60 is more sensitive, more selective, and requires food to be healing, not just tasty. So if you find yourself feeling bloated after snacking on cashews, if your joints ache more the next morning, Or if your doctor's been concerned about your kidney function, this may be one of the simplest swaps you can make to feel lighter, clearer, and safer in your day-to-day life. And if cashews are no longer safe, what other innocent-looking nut could be doing even more harm than we realize? Number 2 to avoid: peanuts. Peanuts are one of the most loved and misunderstood foods in America. They're in lunchboxes, party bowls, protein bars, peanut butter jars. They're familiar, affordable, and comforting. But beneath that familiar crunch lies a truth that's especially important for seniors. First, peanuts aren't technically nuts, they're legumes, like beans. And while that might not sound like a big deal, it means they're grown and processed differently. This difference makes peanuts far more prone to mold contamination, especially a mold called aflatoxin, a toxic compound linked to liver damage and even cancer. Now, for a young person with a strong immune system, small amounts of aflatoxin exposure might go unnoticed. But for someone over 60, especially if you're already managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or liver concerns, your body is less equipped to handle that invisible burden. And then, there's how we eat peanuts. They're rarely raw or fresh. They come roasted in cheap oils, salted, glazed, or tucked into heavily processed snacks. Even natural peanut butter often contains hydrogenated fats and added sugar, both of which increase inflammation and make it harder to manage blood sugar levels. Many seniors snack on peanuts thinking they're choosing wisely, but the result can be digestive discomfort, joint swelling, brain fog, and an overwhelmed liver, all from something as normal as a scoop of peanut butter. If you truly love the taste, it doesn't mean you can never eat peanuts again, but they should no longer be a daily habit, especially not in the form of processed snacks. Your body is wiser now. It speaks up more clearly. And sometimes, that discomfort after a handful of peanuts is your body's way of saying, "I don't need this anymore." Let's move forward and look at the next nut, to avoid one that looks healthy on the outside, but hides something much sweeter and more dangerous inside. Number 3 to avoid: flavored almonds. Almonds, by themselves, can be wonderful, rich in vitamin E, fiber, and good fats. But once they're coated, dusted, glazed, or seasoned, they quietly become something else. Flavored almonds like honey roasted, cinnamon sugar, barbecue, or chili lime are often marketed as snacks with a twist. But the twist is usually sugar. Even just a small serving, about 10 to 15 flavored almonds, can contain 4 to 6 grams of added sugar. And if you're snacking directly from the bag, it's easy to double or triple that before realizing. Here's why this matters more after 60. Your body's insulin sensitivity decreases with age. That means your cells don't process sugar as efficiently. So every sugary snack, even a healthy-looking nut, can spike blood sugar higher, faster, and for longer than it would have in your younger years. That leads to energy crashes, mood swings, foggy thinking, and long-term stress on your heart and pancreas. But that's not all. To make flavored almonds last longer on the shelf, manufacturers often add preservatives and artificial flavoring substances that have been linked to inflammation and digestive issues, especially in older adults. And many of these flavored versions are roasted at high temperatures, destroying the very healthy fats that make almonds beneficial in the first place. So here's the gentle truth. If you love almonds, you don't have to stop eating them, but choose them raw or dry roasted without the candy coating. That one simple change can help stabilize your blood sugar, protect your brain, and ease inflammation throughout your body. And now that we've looked at the 3 nuts you should quietly remove from your pantry, let's begin the healing part. The 3 powerful, senior-friendly nuts that actually nourish your body, one handful at a time. Number 1, To eat walnuts. Have you ever noticed how a walnut looks like a tiny human brain? Nature has a quiet way of giving us clues, and in this case, it's right on target. Walnuts are one of the few nuts that truly deserve the title brain food. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially alpha-linolenic acid ALA, a plant-based fat that helps reduce brain inflammation and support memory. And for seniors, that matters more than ever. As we age, the protective layer around our brain cells called myelin begins to thin. This makes communication between neurons slower and memory a little foggier. Walnuts help slow that decline. They feed the brain with healthy fats and polyphenols, powerful plant compounds shown to protect against oxidative stress, one of the root causes of memory loss. But the benefits of walnuts don't stop in the brain. They also help lower bad LDL cholesterol, reduce inflammation throughout the body, and even support better sleep by naturally increasing melatonin levels. And unlike other nuts, walnuts don't need much to work their magic. Just 3 to 4 halves a day may be sprinkled on oatmeal, blended in a smoothie, or eaten plain can make a real difference over time. One of the most touching things I've seen in my older patients is how even small daily rituals like eating a few walnuts can become acts of healing, not just for the body, but for the spirit too. So if you've been forgetting words, misplacing your glasses, or just feeling mentally slower, start with walnuts. They may not change everything overnight, but they are one of nature's gentle ways of saying, I'm still here to help you think clearly. Now let's move from the brain to the heart, because the next nut you should eat is a quiet helper for your blood flow and emotional well-being. Number 2 to eat, pistachios. There's something joyful about pistachios. Maybe it's their bright green color. Maybe it's the tiny pop you hear when opening their shell. Or maybe it's how quietly powerful they are, especially for seniors. Pistachios are one of the most nutrient-dense nuts you can find. They're packed with potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and reduce muscle cramping. They're rich in vitamin B6, essential for balancing mood and keeping the nervous system functioning smoothly. And they contain plant sterols, which support heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol levels. But there's one more benefit that makes pistachios truly unique. They help naturally increase serotonin, the feel-good hormone that regulates sleep, appetite, and emotional well-being. For many older adults, the emotional weight of aging loneliness, grief, anxiety can feel heavy. Pistachios can't take that all away, of course. But by supporting serotonin, they may gently lift your mood, help you fall asleep faster, and feel more emotionally stable day by day. And because pistachios are lower in fat and calories compared to many other nuts, they're a safer daily choice, especially if you're watching your weight or blood sugar. A small handful, about 30 shelled pistachios, is often enough. Try them in yogurt, in salads, or simply as a mindful afternoon snack. Let it be a moment of care, a small act of kindness from you to you. So if you've been struggling with blood pressure, low energy, or those quiet dips in mood that sometimes come without warning, pistachios may be one of nature's most gentle remedies. And now that your heart is a little more supported, let's look at the final nut that helps protect your joints, thyroid, and vitality. Number 3 to eat, Brazil nuts. If I could recommend just one nut for seniors to eat slowly and mindfully, it would be the Brazil nut. Not because of taste, not even because of protein or fiber, but because of one powerful mineral, selenium. Selenium is like a quiet repairman inside your body. It reduces joint inflammation, protects your thyroid gland, and boosts the immune system. And for seniors, these 3 areas, joints, thyroid, and immunity often weakens silently with age. Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources of selenium on Earth. In fact, just 1 or 2 nuts per day gives you your entire daily requirement. That's all it takes. So, if you've been waking up stiff, feeling cold all the time, or struggling to recover after small illnesses, it may be a sign your body is craving more selenium. Studies have shown that seniors who consume enough selenium often experience fewer joint pains, faster recovery from fatigue, and better regulation of hormones, especially the ones related to sleep, mood, and metabolism. But here's the important part: don't overdo it. Brazil nuts are so high in selenium that eating too many can cause toxicity. 1 to 2 a day is enough. 3 is okay. But a handful, that's too much. Think of it like medicine from nature, gentle, powerful, and only needed in tiny doses. Try slicing a Brazil nut into thin pieces and adding it to a bowl of fruit or oats. Let it be a reminder: small things, done consistently, often create the biggest change. So if you want stronger joints, clearer energy, and a thyroid that works with you, not against you, just one Brazil nut might be all it takes to start the shift. Now that we've explored all 6 3 to avoid and 3 to embrace, let's close this journey together with a few final reflections and a reminder that healing is still possible, even after 60. You've just learned something powerful, not from a pill, not from a doctor's prescription, but from food. Simple, humble, everyday food nuts. Because sometimes it's not about adding more things to your life. It's about learning what to let go of. Letting go of the cashews that weigh down your kidneys. Letting go of the peanuts that cloud your liver. Letting go of the flavored almonds that confuse your blood sugar. And in their place, welcoming healing. Welcoming the walnuts that feed your memory. Welcoming the pistachios that lift your mood and flow through your veins. Welcome the Brazil nuts that quietly strengthen your joints and immune system. This isn't about rules or restrictions. It's about respect. Respect for the body that's carried you through decades. Respect for the signals it sends now, whispers of what it needs, and what it no longer wants. If you've made it this far in the video, I want you to know something. You are not helpless. You are not behind. Every better choice you make, no matter how small, counts. And even one handful of the right nut, eaten with intention, is a message to your body that says, I still care for you. I still believe in you. If this video touched your heart or taught you something new, I'd love for you to leave a comment and share your story. And if you want more gentle guidance on how to heal and live well after 60, you can click the subscribe button. We're walking this road together. Your best years are still unfolding. Let's keep going, one simple choice at a time.